Welcome to this introduction to Numipulator video. Now, Numipulator is a programming environment and language that enables you to develop small games, puzzles and other graphical apps without your having to write programs that specify a sequence of instructions, which you would have to do in most programming languages. You will still be writing programs, but using a language that is possibly the simplest programming language in existence. At its heart is an advanced programmable numerical manipulator and calculator, hence the name Numipulator, which is suitable for business, education and leisure use, even without its graphical interfaces, some examples of which you can see now. Crucially, it enables you to perform calculations not only on individual numbers, but on lists of numbers. And it also enables you to determine properties of lists of numbers, to manipulate lists of numbers, and to work with tables. Altogether, there are over 450 built-in functions or operations, each of which is designed to have a number or a list as its output. The coloured boxes you see here really lie at the heart of Numipulator. It's through these that you specify the calculations and the manipulations that you want to be carried out. Each box allows you to select one of the associated functions from a drop-down list. You can see some of them here. We've got add, subtract, multiply, divide. We've got product. I've got average. And they produce an output based on the inputs that you feed into them, that you specify. Now, so here we see 4 plus 3, so we can click on the equals and you get the answer 7. Now you'll see here that the output from one, like A1 here, can be fed in as an input to another. So here we've got A1 minus 2 is 5. The small fields that you see are numbers, such as these. The larger ones that you see represent lists. Now, it's important to realize you can only use these built-in functions, as there's no provision for you to write additional functions. There are two graphical interfaces with Numipulator, both of which display a grid of cells and rely on a list or lists of numbers being fed in as input. The one you can see here is the animation zone. Now I'll just get this going, and you can see that this has a keypad, and that enables us to move the objects around that are falling down and to make them drop. And the idea is, as with Tetris, that you're trying to create a line of coloured blocks. So we'll move that one over there and so on. The other graphical interface is the graphics formatter, which you can see here. This doesn't have a keypad. Instead, you interact directly with cells by tapping on them. In this game, Triple Jewels, very much like the game Bejeweled, you must try to make a line of 3 or more of the same type by swapping over 2 adjacent jewels. So let's look here. We've got one here, one here. They swap over, form a line of 3. The ones above fall down, and then it's your turn to go again. So we'll try again here, and so on. Now, it's important to note that this interface doesn't just have color like the animation zone did. It was just square cells of color. Instead, you've got shapes, you've got symbols, you can also have words, characters or emojis, as we saw in some of the examples at the beginning. Here are some more examples of the colors, shapes, symbols, text, emojis and even images from the web that can be displayed in the cells of the graphics formatter. The displays in the cells are derived using 2 input lists of numbers. The numbers in one input list, the cell formats, define the color, and whether it has a border and maybe the object or symbol displayed. So if we look at the top line here, the format numbers are 0 through to 9. And so we see that 0 shows black, 1 means white, 2 means black, 3 is red, 4 is green, 5 is blue, and so on through to 9 being grey. Further down we can see a similar line with the same colours from black through to grey, but in this case they have no borders. And that's because most of these are negative numbers. So in fact, what we have here for the cell formats are 0, -1, -2, -3 through to -9. And that's very general, that a minus number for the format means it has no border. The corresponding numbers on the other list, the values, may specify the value that is to be displayed in the cell. Now, in the top row there, the number to be displayed is either 5.6, 6, or 7. Now we can see 5.6 appearing here, but we don't see 6 or 7, and that's because we can modify what is displayed through this little declaration here, where we say, instead of displaying 6, display the word hello, and instead of 7, have no text. And so that will be a 7 behind there, but actually you can't see it because it's hidden. You can find a lot of information about Numipulator from the website at numipulator.com, including worked examples of programming in Numipulator, format codes, boxes, and standalone apps, which are programs that have been developed in Numipulator, then wrapped up as single file standalone browser apps through our standalone Maker app, ready for running on most modern web browsers. These can be shared with others by sending them or by placing them on a website. The Numipulator.com website contains many of these, mostly but not exclusively games and puzzles. I'm going to show you some of these before coming back to the website to show you how to download Numipulator and to get started. You can find all the apps that are available on this website by going down to the area that says Apps, Numiplets and Standalone Apps and clicking on the Standalone Apps page. And there you'll see many apps that are available for you to try, all being produced in Numipulator. Alien Invasion is a game very much like Space Invaders from the 1970s. You have a missile launcher and you are trying to destroy the aliens who are moving across and descending, and you get points for each alien you shoot down. They at the same time are trying to shoot you and also the green defenses to try to destroy those. If they do happen to shoot you, then you lose, as I've just done there. Then you do have a couple of spare ones that you can use. Falling Shapes is a game very much like Tetris, where you have a number of different shapes falling down and you have to maneuver these to try to get complete rows of colour at the bottom, and you get points when you score complete rows, which then disappear, allowing more objects to come down. Let's move that one down. Let's see, what can we do with that one? Let's rotate it, move it across and let it descend. And then this one, I think we can turn around, we can move it across and let that go down, and we should have a complete row, which will then give us a point. And then more carry on coming down. Fun Runner is just an animated challenge where you're using the various keys on the keypad to jump up and down to get over or onto various obstacles or over water courses and to try to get to the end of the course. This is just a little demo to show that it can be done. Your objective in this game is to create a plug that will completely fill the odd-shaped purple crater in the volcano, and this should stop the eruption of the volcano. Now, the way you do it is you catch these blue objects, which then turn brown, and that forms the plug. Now, one of the issues is that you will probably, as we're doing here, try to create this shape one way up, but then you have to turn it over to lower it down into the crater. So it makes it very difficult to know exactly what shape it should be. The other thing that happens here is that if, as we're doing here, we let one of the blue blocks drop into the crater, the shape changes. This app is just a bit of fun. Just sit back, relax, and watch the circles being added to the screen. Your objective in this game is to move your blue object to the top of the screen while avoiding all the red objects. Now what you can do is jump over individual objects like that one and that one and that one, or we can go sideways, and that's it. It's also designed to be easy to program. Triple Jewels is very much like the game Bejeweled, where you're trying to make lines of 3 or more of the same type of jewel in a row, either horizontally or vertically, by swapping to adjacent jewels. So here we can see if we swap that one with that one, we get a line of 4. The ones above then drop down, and we may also get some more forming there as happened that time. So we'll do one more here. We can swap that one with that one, and we get a line of 3. They drop down, and we get another one as well. We're gradually building up our score. Yacht is a classic Victorian dice game sold commercially under the name Yahtzee. This version is for up to 4 players, and the idea is that at each turn a player has 3 goes and is trying to form various patterns, such as a full house, 2 pairs, 4 of the same, or maybe all the numbers 1 to 5. So let's throw the dice, and we can see we've got 3 5s already, so we'll hold that one, and that one, see whether we get any more. Throw again, and yes, we have got 4. Might as well go see if we can get 5. Throw. Amazing, we did. So in fact we can score 50 with that one, so we will click on that to say yes, we'll go for that. Emoji Pairs is a simple game designed to test your memory, where you're looking to find all the pairs but not make many mistakes when trying to find them. So let's start by pressing on one there. Now I'll press on another because they weren't a pair. They aren't a pair either. No, I'm being unlucky here. I'm not getting any I can match up. Oh, this time I can see that was a pair, so that will now stay open. And that's all I'm trying to do here, is look for these pairs. I think that goes with that one up there. No, wrong. So I've got an error. So now I'll go with that one, and now I've got another pair. Code 4x6 is a puzzle like the game Mastermind, where you're trying to determine what the colours are hidden at the top. And you do this by making guesses as to the colours and then having them marked or scored. So we'll try a couple of reds, we'll try a couple of greens and see what the score is when we press scat. And we know we've got none correct, but one is the right colour but in the wrong position. So let's assume the green may go there and try some blues and a magenta. Why not? At this stage it's as good as any. So we'll score that, and we've now got two in the correct position. So let's guess it's the green and the blue, and then try a couple of yellows and see how that goes. Score 3 correct, and so on until we get all 4 correct. Sudoku Assistant can help you to solve a Sudoku like this one by telling you which numbers can go into which cells. So for example, I can see a 1 is the only number that can go down there. So if I click on 1 here, I can put that in. Then I can fill in some others that I know are going to be okay, like that one. And I might want some more help, and I can see a 9 up there. Four in a line is a classic game in which two players drop their counters down into a frame and try to make a line of 4 or more of their colour. And so on. Lingo is a word and letter game similar to Wordle or to Lingo, where you're trying to find out what the hidden 5-letter word is. So we'll try some letters in here. We'll try dream, D-R-E-A-M, and we're told that R and E are wrong, but A and M are correct, but in the wrong positions. So let's try D-A-M-N-S, dams. Ah, got it. Rummy 7 is a 7-card version of Rummy designed to be played either against the computer or against another player in pass and play mode. The default is to play against the computer. I'm going to get the computer to deal. Now, the objective of Rummy is to form one group of 3 cards and one group of 4 cards, each of which is either a run of the same suit, for example 2, 3, 4 of hearts, or the same face value, for example 4 tens. So now it's my go. I look at my cards and see whether I've got anything, so I need to just sort them. Actually, I haven't got anything really, but I can see that that 6 will make a pair, so that will help me on my way. I'll just sort those just to confirm that. Now I need to discard one. Let's get rid of the ace of clubs. It's now blue's go, the computer, and it's going to go. It's taken the ace. It's now put back the 10 of something, 10 of diamonds. Is that any help to me? Yes, it is, because I've got the 9. And so I'll sort those and so on. Peg Solitaire is probably the classic peg jumping puzzle, where you start off with 32 pegs and 1 gap in the middle, and by selecting a peg and jumping over and removing one, you have to end up with 1 in the middle and everything else blank. So here we go. We can start off like this, we can go like that, and so on. "15 Puzzle" is a well-known puzzle in which you're just trying to move the tiles around like this in order to achieve the situation where you've got the numbers 1 to 15 in the same order as you see over here. So we might move that one there, those two over there, that one down there. that over there, and at least we're making a start with that. This calendar app simply shows you a calendar and allows you to move forward a month at a time or a year at a time, to go back to today's date, or to go backwards a month at a time or a year at a time. This game, which I'm just starting now, will show you many objects of different size, colour and shape, but there's only ever one small red ball on each screen. It's a test of your reactions, and the idea is that you look where it is and tap on it. So here I'm going to tap on it, then I get a green tick and one added to my score. I've done it again there, I've done it again there, I hope. That one I missed, so I get a cross, but it also shows me where it was. This incidentally is also a very easy game to program. If you wish to start using Numipulator, the first thing you should do is download it onto your computer. To do this, go to the website numipulator.com. Now this has a lot of information about Numipulator, but if you want to just download it for now, tap the link near the top here, where it says click here. Then if you have a Windows PC, just tap on download Numipulator and it should be downloaded into your downloads folder. If you have a Mac, you will need to hold the control key down as you click on download Numipulator and select download from the options that are shown. Once you've downloaded Numipulator, create a folder, new folder for it, and move the file into this. The file name should be numipulator.htm. This is just a safe, standard HTML page with lots of JavaScript in it. You then need to open the file you've downloaded into your browser, maybe by double clicking on it. And what you'll see is a message about terms of use. You need to click on that in order to use Numipulator. And it gives you a little bit more information there, including a message about the Getting Started link. So I will click on that. And that gives you quite a lot of information about Numipulator, but I'm going to cover a lot of that in this video. This information zone, which we're in at the moment, is also where you can see lots of different information, such as if I click on help, that's where the main help file goes. If I click on functions, I'll get a list of all the functions that are available within Numipulator. But for now, I'm just going to close that.